Father, listen to our earnest prayer. Jesus prayed it years ago, that the glory you had given him, we would somehow come to know. So make us one according to your plan. As in heaven it will be. Fill us with the truth and righteousness. You desire the world to see. Let your glory and honor fall on our face. Holy Father, rest in this place. The church is sick in need of God alone, and people, we must seek his face.
Okay, so this is my friend Red.
Hey, right on. BC wildlife at its best.
How long have you been living on the street?
You mean for my lifetime?
Yeah.
20, 30 years, all across Canada, been across it 9 times, all different cities, all different people, all different situations.
What's been the hardest or most challenging part?
Most challenging part most times is trying to find a place to crash. I've lived in dumpsters, lived in cardboard boxes, under stairwells, under staircases. But you know, because since they know that you're homeless, they don't want to rent to a lowlife like me. I ain't got a job, I ain't got a bank job, I ain't got a car, I ain't got no money, I got no nothing. Nobody's gonna rent to me. They think I'm just gonna skip in, skip out. So I'd rather stay under a bush where people can't find me. I got no neighbors, I got no landlord, don't have to pay no rent, and I can move anytime I want.
Ken, that I just met, and Ken used to live on the street. So, and what, as someone who lived on the street and now doesn't, what was the hardest thing about trying to get off the street?
Finding a place to live.
Finding a place to live?
That's the hardest place in Victoria, yeah.
Is it hard to find a place to live
Oh,
in
yeah.
Victoria?
Yeah. Victoria and Calgary have got the lowest vacancy rate in Canada.
Really? Do people easily rent to street people?
No.
No? Do they?
No.
You
They don't have to.
They don't have to.
You know, they can pick and choose who they want to rent to. So, yeah, it's hard.
They usually turn people away, or they just
Yeah.
frown upon
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
See, once you're in the street, you have a certain stigma. And it's hard to get off the street. Yeah.
So were you able to get a job once you get off the street, or you had a job beforehand? Or?
You know, I've always worked. And then I ended up, things happened, I ended up in the street, so I panhandled for a while, and then I started selling this. Yeah. I get disability benefits, that's moving for so it's helped, you know.
What helped you get off the streets?
Just me, you know.
So motivation.
Yeah, motivation, yeah.
A desire to want to do that.
I mean, I was only on for, well, basically I was 3 months without a roof over my head. And, you know, it took a long time to get, you know, it's hard to get off the street. But, yeah, and everybody's condo crazy. They don't want to build low-cost housing. There's more money in building condos. If there's those apartments people in Victoria, that's places to rent. Yeah.
What do you think, like, the people in downtown Victoria who are homeless, like, really need? Do you think it's drug counseling, or is it
it's a multi. You know, it's not one single issue. I mean, you got mental health issues, you got drug addiction, alcoholism. You know, it's just so many different problems, so many different issues to face. You know, and You know, and it's easy to do, and even if you take somebody that's on the street and you give them a job, right? Well, if they haven't got a place to live, it's extremely hard to keep a job if you don't have a place to live.
You have no address.
You have no address. And even if they do give you a job, you know, for the first 2 weeks or a month, you have no money, right? So, I mean, if you have no food, what do you do the first 2 weeks when you're working? Yeah. It's hard. There's no easy questions. There's no easy answers to it.
Okay, this is my friend Jen.
Hi.
How long have you been living on the streets?
7 years.
7 years. How old were you when you started living on the streets?
11.
11. And do you mind telling us why you started living on the streets? Or you don't have to?
Well, I was kind of in foster care for a long time. I think that's where I kind of screwed up because I got adopted into this really weird family. And then like the second we got adopted, they like kicked us out. And then like now we're trying to like go back into the system, but they keep saying no. So
this is what's your name again? It's Tyler. Tyler?
So my name.
Yeah, we're just hanging out. We're doing a little interview.
yeah.
Only cameras.
I know, you know, no one likes cameras.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. You want to answer a question for me then?
Sure.
What would you say is one of the biggest needs of
Shelter.
you wanted to tell the world what street kids
I think adequate housing would be like in effect like pretty much immediately. Shelters should be open earlier in order for like street people, like because you can't spend like 16 hours out in the fucking cold all day.
Yeah.
And then be like kicked out at 7 o'clock in the morning, which is
Yeah,
still
I mean
really
you
cold.
get sick, you get pneumonia. That's why everybody's kicking off and dying and stuff. You know.
But
like,
you see, if you look over there, there's 2 abandoned buildings which could easily be used as a homeless.
well, I mean the health codes and all that type of stuff. Like there's
Well,
like
they
a
could
lot of red tape to go around. I mean, you can't just throw people in a fucking abandoned building and like say, hey. They actually try and take you out of abandoned buildings when you squat there. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Like I just like we got kicked out of the cubbyhole right up on the street today, and they're like, "Oh, you guys are gonna get fined if you're sitting here and all this shit."
Just trying
and
to
they're like,
take a
"Don't even
nap,
go
you know?
think about sitting down at Racing Park."
Last question. What's the hardest thing about living on the street?
The cops.
No,
Well, I'd say the cops.
just being on the street in general is the hardest thing about being on the street.
Yeah.
The street is hard.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, sleeping at night. Sleeping at night is the
Yeah.
most uncomfortable as shit. I wake up with like a back pain and stuff.
Passion for your heart, oh God. Passion for your heart, oh God. Raise up a generation with a passion for your heart, oh God. When your heart breaks, oh God, and my heart breaks, oh God. Oh God. Raise up a prophetic generation. Raise up a prophetic generation. Not about the future or fortune or fame of man, but about the feelings of your hearts. Oh God. Teach us how